A very, very wise man once told me that a bad day at the vineyards beats a good day at the State House. So even though the weather is pretty atrocious today, I'm very excited to head down to Amalthea Vineyards, which happens to be one of 16 wineries located in South Jersey. Said local winemaker Jim Corella, with growing conditions typical of some of the finest wine regions in Europe, food-friendly New Jersey wines are well on their way to becoming well-known and well-respected. So while the New Jersey wine industry is taking root, why don't we go down into the wine cellar and take a look? These barrels contain some of the Jersey freshest wine you'll ever taste. We're at Amalthea Cellars, located down at Atco in South Jersey. Named to honor the goddess of the bounty, Amalthea's harvest represents a trend in New Jersey where winemaking is replacing more traditional crops like tomatoes or peaches. New Jersey Agriculture Secretary Charles Kuperus gives us the skinny.
Well, South Jersey we know for our fruits and vegetables, but today we're here to take a look at the wineries that are part of New Jersey's outer coastal plain, a region that's comparable to a region in France. And so we're highlighting the wonderful entrepreneurs that are in our state that really do a great job. Here in Winslow Township, 10 acres, a farmer that grows 6.5 acres of those 10 in grapes and doing a first-class job with producing great quality wines. We call it part of our overall ag tourism experience. So when you're thinking about visiting farms, this fall is a good time, and most certainly the wineries across the state are an important place to come to.
Well, I was a little bit skeptical when I heard these wines beat the French champions, but I had a little sip, and it's actually quite impressive. I mean, I think it's worthy of the Jersey Fresh brand.
You're right, but what's important for us is to really highlight, we're growing grapes in New Jersey, we're making wine, but it's the people that are doing that. They're very, very talented, almost artists when it comes to producing great wine and even cheeses in our state. So we're really seeing a wonderful innovation happening on the ground in our state. And that's what's going to happen in the future. We're going to have very high-value agricultural products, and this is one.
These grapes will go on to satisfying a growing interest among New Jerseyans for quality-grown local products, local being the operative word. Traditionally, we get our wines from California, Europe, Chile, Australia, which if you think about it is a lot of food miles. It's a lot of carbon in the air, folks. But this matters to New Jersey progressives, especially since sustainable local agriculture is better than another strip mall. Who's a better steward of the land, do you think? A farmer or a developer? But there's a huge economic benefit as well, especially locally, as Winslow Township Mayor Sue Ann Metzger points out. I'm actually wondering if you could tell us just how important this component of the agricultural sector is to the local Winslow economy.
This is extremely important, and one of the main reasons is a lot of people are giving up farming in the traditional sense of the word in the state of New Jersey, and I think having vineyards planted and the winemaking process will reinvigorate the whole agricultural industry, as well as provide ultimately some real tourism opportunities in terms of wine tasting tours like they have in other areas of other states.
Well, it sounds to me like this is something that Republicans and Democrats are going to love because it's really great for the economy and it's really great for the environment as well to be stewards of the land like this.
Yes, and everybody loves wine.
I'll drink to that. According to Secretary Kuperus, there with Assemblyman Doug Fisher, New Jersey wines are a $30 million annual industry, making us the 5th largest wine producer in the nation. But unlike growers of cotton, soy, or maize, wine growers aren't privy to those massive subsidies you hear about coming from Washington. But you know what? I tried the wine, and it's delicious, and I don't even think it needs help from Washington, although a little love from Trenton would be nice. And according to Assemblyman Fisher, it's been a bit of a tough sell so far. Well, you are the chairman of the Agriculture Committee. Do you think that that your colleagues in the State House realize how much potential there is rooted in the Jersey Fresh concept?
I think they understand it, but really not enough, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so glad to be the chair and working with the Secretary of Agriculture, because the industry is fragmented. We have wine growers, we have peach growers, we have vegetable growers, but aggregately, it's an immense industry that accounts for billions and billions of dollars in our state economy. And so, I mean, people obviously understand that there's dollars involved here, but there's a lot of ancillary business that is a result of our farming community and the farming operations.
So it's a nice day to take a break from the campaign trail and come down and taste some wonderful wines. Thank you, Assemblyman, for taking a minute and talking to us. So, in conclusion, I can only say that I learned a lot by following these cabinet officials around, and it's been a rather intriguing surprise to get to know the role of agriculture within, as it relates to our state's economy, as it relates to the environment, as it relates to my health, these kinds of things. As progressives, I think we all can agree that our state's bounty is a really, really precious thing that we need to protect, and we do that by the consumer choices we make, the ingredients we cook with, the votes we cast on referenda, that kind of stuff. And it's definitely more fun to write about these kinds of things than it is to write about elections. So that's all for now. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon.